There's a spoken rule I have when it comes to my domestic staff. From the day I hire you, I let you know, and if it doesn't sit right with you, then my house is not the right fit for you.
You know, sometimes when I talk about how privilege blinds a lot of people, you guys do not understand it. Hello guys, welcome and welcome back again to my channel. Thank you guys so much. If you are new here, my name is Ify and you're welcome to Ify Angel. Please do well to subscribe if you've not done so yet. Turn on the bell notification so you do not get to miss any of our videos. And to my old and returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for coming here. I do not like the fact that privileged people do not try to consider where other people are coming from, especially when you are a Nigerian. So I was watching this video from one of our favorite YouTubers, Nelo Okeke, where she was talking about how she does not allow her domestic workers that live with her to send money back home to their families. She was saying this so innocently and so boldly and proudly, like that is a good thing. And I was like, how the hell did this lady think that this thing is a good thing in a country like Nigeria? A country like Nigeria. See, the privileged people, privileged Nigerians are really out of touch with reality. They do not understand the level of the suffering. They do not understand the level of poverty in Nigeria. They do not understand what Nigerians go through, an average Nigerian go through. Because how do you explain that you do not allow your domestic workers to send money to their parents, to their families? You said you are helping them to save money, you are helping them to plan their future. My dear, no matter how good your intention is, that is oppression, that is abuse, that is borderline invasive, and it is controlling. You are literally controlling these adults that live with you. That is not supposed to be. That is not the right way to go. Of course, you can give them financial advice. I'm all for that. You can give these people financial advice. You can tell them the things because obviously you have lived longer than them on earth. You have had more experience than them on earth. So you can give them advice and tell them things and how they can be able to manage their money. That is advising them, not telling them as in giving it as an order. And she said something. She said that if you cannot adhere to that rules, that means she will not hire you. And being a Nigerian, me, I'm a typical average Nigerian, so I totally understand all of these things. When your employer tell you that you will not be able to send money to your family back home, that is the only reason you will be hired. Like if you agree to that rule, you will be hired. But if you do not agree to that rule, you will not be hired. My dear, there is no job in Nigeria. So that person that is looking for the job will take it. She will grab it with both hands because there is no other option out there. But that does not in any way mean that what you are doing is nice. It is not good. It is abuse. I am saying this as someone who has lived with people. See, I've done this nanny thing. Okay, I won't call mine nanny, but growing up, I've lived with people. In fact, that was where I lived most part of my life, living with people. And that was how I got my education. Because if I was to be in my father's house, I wouldn't have gotten the little education that I've got. So when I am telling you guys this, believe it because I've lived that experience. Even though I was not being paid monetarily, but I was being paid with education while I served them. So people that are serving you and you are paying them, for you to pay those people, it means that they are adults. So you now, an adult that you are paying, you are also giving that person rule that the person should not send money to their family. Do you think that if the family of that person were well-to-do, if the family can take care of themselves, do you think that they would have come to live with you, to serve your family, to take care of you and your family? They wouldn't have. That's just the plain truth. But because they needed to help their families back home, because they needed to get a job, they needed to get something to lessen the suffering. That was why they came to work for you. Not that if they have a better option, they wouldn't have gone for it. But because they didn't have an option, they decided to do nanny work so that they'll be able to get something to lessen the suffering of the family. Most of these people that go for nanny work, most of the people that work as nannies, as housemaids, most of them, their families depend on them. That is just the basic truth. Their family depends on them. While I was working as a housemaid, I was not able to, because they were not paying me, so I didn't have money of my own. But the moment I finished secondary school, I had to go and get a job, especially when I saw that, okay, they will not be able to send me to higher institution. I had to go and get a job because I knew that I needed to help my family. And the moment I got a job, I started helping my family. I started sending home the little from the salary that they paid me then. Because I knew that my family needed it. I knew that my parents in the village, my sisters, my brothers, that they needed it. So you cannot, as a privileged person, be making this type of rules. Not everybody is as privileged as you.
If you're talking about your parents, they have lived their lives.
You said that their parents have lived their lives, so they do not need to give their parents money from the money that they worked for. My dear, their parents have lived their life true, but their parents are still alive. They also need to feed. The fact that they have lived most part of their youthful life does not mean that their child cannot help them, at least with money to feed. That is, if their child is able to afford it. Of course, giving them advice is good. Like, don't spend your entire money on your family members while your future wastes away, because that was actually a mistake that a lot of people make, me myself inclusive, because I didn't see anybody that advised me. So giving somebody that kind of financial advice is not a bad thing. Like, do not carry family matter for your head, because if you carry all their problems, at the end of the day, you will be stuck. They're pulling you down the more. And being that you are from a poor family, if you fall, no one is going to carry you up. No one is going to lift you up, because you continue to give and give and give and give and give. Nobody is giving you. Everybody is expecting from you. And if you continue to give, you will not be able to solve the other problems that you need to solve. Like your personal development, you will not be able to develop. You will continue to spend all your life, like, to waste all your resources on them. And by the time you fall, nobody will be able to lift you, because they don't have. And if you are from a poor home, no matter how much you give them, it will never be enough to get them out of poverty. That is just bitter truth. Except you teach them how to fish, teach them how to make that money. That is, if you have any means to make the money, you teach them how to make the money. And then the family members that are not lazy will just pick up themselves and start hustling and following that path that you taught them. But for a majority of these family members, they are lazy. They don't want to do that. They are waiting for you to give them. So if you continue to give them, they are going to continue to draw, because their problem no they finish. That is just the truth. So I understand that part of what Nelo was saying, but that does not in any way mean that you should not help your family members. You should not send money back home, no matter how little. Your workers should be able to attend to, like, use their money the way they want it. You are free to give them advice, but not dictate to them how to spend their money, how to use their money. They are the ones that are working. They are adults. They came to work for you. They are not your little children. Even your children self, there is a time in their lives that they don't need you anymore. They don't, like, you cannot literally tell them what to do or control them. So these people are not your children, like your little babies. These are adults. Free them. You can give them advice, monetary advice, but not to tell them what to do or give them that type of rules. It is abusive. To be honest, it is abusive, borderline abusive. You were able to make your money and spend it without bothering about your family, about your parents, and about home, because your parents are well-to-do. Your uncle is a billionaire. Your father is doing very well for himself. You guys, all of you literally went to school in the UK. So you are from a privileged home. I understand that your reality is different from that of people like us. The reality is different. But that does not mean that you should not try to consider, like, at least be sensitive to other people's plight. In Nigeria, majority of Nigerians are living below the poverty line. Over 130 million Nigerians are living below the poverty line. So, being a Nigerian, you should be able to know that there are poor people. You should be able to recognize the fact that there are poor people. There are people that are very poor. Very poor. Even as poor as we are in my family, there are people in Nigeria that we are better than. Do you understand? So, privileged people, please. Please. So when I saw that video, I decided to react, because even though in her heart she was trying to do good to the nannies and to her domestic workers, but in reality, you are controlling them, which is not good. That is just the point. Controlling your nannies and your domestic workers is not the right way to go. Allow them use their money. They work for that money. Let them use it to settle their family problems, to do whatever they want to do with it. The only thing you can do as a big sister and as a mother and a more experienced person that want the best for them, the only thing that you are required to do is to advise them. Save for the rainy days. Save up. Do not spend all your money on your family members, because at the end of the day, you will waste all your resources. You will not be able to develop yourself as a human being. And in the end, all those people you wasted all that money for, they'll be asking you, what did you do for me? That is just it. But controlling their money or controlling how they spend their money is not the right way to go. They are adults. Free them. Okay, guys, this is just my own opinion. I would also appreciate your opinion on this topic. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Nelo was right to have that rule in our house, or do you think that is a bit harsh, that should just loosen up small? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I just gave you guys my own thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. If you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe. Turn on the bell notification. Thank you. See you all in the next one. Bye.